Hi. People have been talking about how to purge headspace, and so I thought I would just shoot a quick video showing you how I do it. This is some strawberry SP that I just racked out of a secondary into a stainless steel Corny Keg, so it fit all the full 5 gallons, and I had a little bit left over. So when you fill up a Corny Keg, there's 2 outlets. This is where the gas goes in, and this is where your liquid comes out, tapping a keg. And the tube that's down below where the gas goes in is about, I don't know, that long. So it sits down in there, so you've got a bit of a headspace. And the question I guess everybody says is, how do you purge that headspace? Well, here's the simple way that I do it. Once I get a good seal, and I usually get a good seal because I use some of this keg lube, which is basically petroleum jelly that is actually made for that O-rings and for food. So that's what you use. You rub it on the ring. But once that's done and you know you've got a good seal, then what I simply do is you got this this valve right here, and when you pull up on this, it lets out the pressure. So now, by the way, I've got this is I choose Argon just because my preference. And instead of having a PSI gauge, this is a flow gauge. So I just basically open it up till I get some flow going here. And now it's actually filling up that small airspace in there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the air off. So when I turn this and pull it up, and what it's doing is basically this is open. So it's slowly blowing, and again you can just see it, it's just barely moving. So it's blowing a very minute amount of argon down, and it's blowing it right down to the top of the surface, and basically it's just pushing ever so slowly all of the air that was in there, whether it's carbon dioxide or argon or whatever, up to the top and out this valve. So that's how I'm purging it. I've got it on a very, very slow, very low liters per minute. I'm really not using much, and maybe it's not the fastest way of doing it, but I figure this way it's working. And just to show you that I'm actually purging, I'll go ahead and close this for a second. See, that's all I'm doing, is I'm building that much up inside there. So right now that is pretty much purged. So I went ahead and closed it. I'm just going ahead and just putting some more pressure in there. You don't need a lot. Not really trying to do a lot of pressure on this. Just it's a full keg, and so there's just a couple of inches of headspace. So you don't need a lot of pressure. All we're doing is just purging it and then putting enough pressure in there to seal the O-ring, and secondly to keep out any oxygen from coming in. So that's the skinning of it. And then when it's time to drink, you want to drink some of it. What I do is I just hook it back up, and I just hook up a real basic system here. Just hook this up to it, and then fill up, however much you want to fill, whether it be a glass or a bottle or a jug or whatever. And since you're using argon to fill it, or to keep the pressure, just enough pressure to force it out, you're always going to have a purged atmosphere that allows no oxygen in. It's pretty simple, and these things are really easy to carry around too. So I like it, the fact that you can just take that and I can store it wherever, whether it be in a closet or anywhere else, and you don't have to worry about it breaking because it's got handles and it's made out of stainless steel. So hope that helped.